follow that? How can I follow Kirkchen's irrelevant stat of the day? Welcome to St. Petersburg. Rays fans turning out for what's been a very good season rivalry and dreaming big, thinking sweep against a Red Sox team who, by the way, despite what's happened the past couple of nights, has been very comfortable at Tropicana Field, one of only 3 teams in the American League with a winning record here over the last 7 years. Nelly Cruz and the Rays, however, trying to finish the job tonight. Welcome to Sunday Night Baseball. It's the Boston Red Sox and the Tampa Bay Rays. Telecast presented by Taco Bell. Well, the season series, as mentioned, between these two teams has really been a good one, as after Boston took the first 4 games, the Rays have taken the next 4, including wins here Friday and Saturday night, putting Tampa just a victory away from a 3-game series sweep tonight. And as a result of what's happened the last 2 nights, the Rays have leapfrogged over the Red Sox for the top spot in the AL East. The Red Sox then have the top wild card position, with Oakland hanging on to that second chair. And still so much baseball left in the 2021 season with Alex Rodriguez, Matt Vasgersian, Buster Olney with us as well. One of the Rays who's really contributed to the 2 games, the 2 wins the past couple of nights, is the guy, Alex, who for a couple of years was regarded as baseball's top overall prospect. Wander Franco got here about a month ago, had some uneven times, but the last few weeks has really shown us why he was so highly regarded.
Absolutely exceptional young player. This will be only his 30th game, so he's going to get a lot better as the season goes on, and he should be ready to go by the postseason. The Rays have 2 Dominican studs, one 20-year-old Franco, and the other, the 41-year-old Nelson Cruz, who's been here about a week or so, is going to be fascinating again as the Rays.
This business always looking for the next great young star, and on the other side of the matchup, I think fans might lose sight of the fact that Rafi Devers is still considered a young star at just 24 years old. You almost take him for granted because he's been around for the past couple of years having a great season.
No question, man, and there's so many young players in the game, and we talk about the 24-year-old and under club. You mentioned the Tatis and the Sotos and the Cuñas, but don't forget, Devers only 24. He's right in that club. He's top 5 in home runs and RBIs. And last year he went through a little bit of a fog without his baseball dad, Alex Cora. That's cleared up. The future's bright, and he's simply the best hitter on a very capable Red Sox offense.
Really good pitching matchup tonight. Nick Pivetta was terrific against Tampa Bay in June. Took a no-hitter into the 7th inning. Shane McClanahan, hardest throwing left-hander in the business, hosting for Tampa. When we come back, it's the starting lineups in the opening pitch. The series finale between the 2 top teams in the AL East, Red Sox and Rays, coming up next. ESPN's telecast Sunday Night Baseball is presented by Taco Bell. G-Man Choi's ready to get out there and swing it. Why not? He has 4 homers in his last 7 games. And Yandy Diaz ready to go and perhaps finish off a rare 3-game sweep over a division rival. Shane McClanahan on the mound as we welcome you back to Pitching Central. The pitching pipeline of Tampa Bay is what we want to visit with Buster Olney about as we say hello, Buster.
Hey, Matt. So last year when the Tampa Bay Rays reached the World Series, the backbone of their team with the big 3 in their starting rotation. And since then, Charlie Morton left as a free agent. Blake Snell was traded to the San Diego Padres, and it looks like Tyler Glasnow needs Tommy John surgery. And yet 2/3 of the way into this season, the Rays lead the American League in ERA again at 3.54 because developing pitching is their secret sauce. And tonight, that's Shane McClanahan, former 31st pick overall, 2018, taking the mound for the Rays.
And he has had a fantastic rookie year, a guy who had baptism by fire splashed across the front pages here last fall because he was the first pitcher ever to make a major league debut in the postseason when his number was called in the top of the 9th inning against the Yankees, no less, in Game 1 of last year's ALDS. He's a local kid, developed right in the Rays' backyard, University of South Florida. Makes his offseason home in Tampa, St. Pete, and is ready to make his 16th start of the year here tonight, his first ever against the Red Sox. Let's take a look at Alex Cora's Boston lineup. The Red Sox brought to you by Taco Bell. They'll lead things off with Kike Hernandez, who's been hot. He's hit safely in 10 of his last 12 and has 3 hits in this series with great returns in the month of July. Devers, Martinez, and Bogaerts, that's the teeth of the team. They bat 2 through 4 tonight. Hunter Renfroe, the former Rays, in right field, batting number 5. Vasquez, Verdugo, Kevin Plawecki DHs tonight. He's hit safely in 10 of 12. And Bobby Dahlbeck rounds things out for the now second place Boston Red Sox. We visited with Alex Cora before the game tonight, and we talked about the demands, the pressures, and the fact that the Red Sox have had an interesting week. He said, my job is to filter out the noise, which is what he's trying to do and has done so well throughout his managerial tenure. Oh, and 1 the count to Kike Hernandez as we are underway tonight. Hernandez, Devers, and Martinez. It has been an interesting week for the Red Sox, right? They've lost a couple teams, lost their footing on first place. Trade deadline has come and gone, and yes, they made some additions, but there was a lot of conversation about perhaps other moves that the Red Sox didn't make. And through it all, Alex Cora says, hey, we're still the pretty good team, and we're not worried.
That's right, and he mentioned perspective, and that's something that Joe Torre did so well with my Yankee team, and he does so well right here with this Red Sox team.
Kike Hernandez to the opposite field, chasing Manuel Margot to the track. A well-hit first out of the ball game.
And if you ask, you know, Red Sox fans or even Red Sox management on this day, would you take being half a game out of Tampa? I think you would get a unanimous yes from everybody. What they need is a good pitch game tonight. They need a win, and they need to get out of here and keep the bus moving.
It has been an incredible turnaround from the disappointments of 2020 to a very good Red Sox team in 2021 as strike 1 is issued to Rafael Devers. Devers has hit safely in 4 in a row at the start of play tonight. He has enjoyed a multi-hit game in 4 of his last 7. Well, last night's win for the Rays gave Tampa Bay sole possession of first place for the first time since June 26th. And first place for the Rays this late is significant. Devers takes a moment to gather himself up.
There's the breaking ball. And sometimes it just hits in the wrong place. You know, some players wear cups. There's a lot of infielders that do not wear a cup. It looks like is maybe the latter there.
That's, man, I mean, that is, you talk about living life as a gambler. 0-2 the count to Devers. Big fastball just missed, and McClanahan has a big fastball. His 4-seamer is the firmest of any left-hander in baseball this year. 1-2 strikes to Devers. Into left center field, a base hit. So Devers had sit safely throughout the series. He's aboard with 1 gone.
And this time is a fastball, as you mentioned, 97 miles an hour. But the fastball has been getting hit at a 320 clip. And the reason why, down in the strike zone, the Rays and the coaching staff want that ball up in the strike zone where it's a lot harder to hit.
One out, 1 on for J.D. Martinez. Martinez is going the other way from Devers, who's hot. JD's 1 for his last 9, but for the 4-time All-Star, used to some peaks and valleys. Still a terrific profile this year with 20 homers and 66 driven in. And he's behind 0-2. We mentioned a moment ago that first place this late in a season is significant for the Rays. It's because the only other occasion that they were in first place after July 31st was back in 2008, the first of their 2 World Series years. And yeah, August 1 is an important day for any team aspiring to play into the fall.
And I tell you, this may be the best team they have, even though with all the injuries and you know, Snell not being here, Morton not being here. For the Rays, no problem. They have an answer for any one of your questions or challenges. They're young, they're athletic, they play great defense, fundamentally sound, and one of the best bullpens in the game.
Kevin Cash knows he's got a really good team. In his 7th season as Rays manager and trying to take the Rays to the postseason in 3 straight years for the first time in franchise history as Martinez goes down on strikes.
And that's where you want the fastball elevated. The target should be right at the catcher's mask, a little bit above, unhittable up there. You saw the ball to Devers, same velocity. The difference is one is elevated for a strikeout, the other one down for a base hit the other way.
Runner aboard with 2 away now for the shortstop, 3-time All-Star Xander Bogaerts. Bogaerts is homered in the series, 3 for 7. He's hit safely in each game Friday and Saturday nights. If you're going to start nitpicking at the Red Sox as an offensive unit, you could start with the fact that they will chase.
Yeah, and there's been 2 or 3 already in this game. And the key for the Red Sox is they have to keep pitchers in the strike zone, especially one like tonight, that even though he throws the hardest fastball in baseball, he's still a finesse type pitcher, meaning when money time comes up, 2-2, 3-2, the bacon's on the line, he's going to go to his breaking ball all night long.
Guys, that was a big part of the conversation in the Red Sox clubhouse before the game. Make McClanahan throw strikes. This year, the Rays in pitching the Red Sox, just 46% strikes. Red Sox talked about that before today's game.
Ball and 2 strikes, the count to Xander Bogaerts. A couple of strikeouts and a scoreless start to the ball game for the rookie left-hander Shane McClanahan. On to the home half of inning number 1. A scoreless start to the night.
Oh, it's Sunday Night Baseball. First time in 11 years, right? And first time for me. And this is my hometown, okay? So with that being said, I talked to Coach and he said if we put up 15 runs or more, he's gonna get me in this game today. Okay, so I need you to focus, put about 7 to 10 RBIs up for me. So they can, my mom, she's watching back home, she can watch me play tonight.
Fred Phillips is out of his mind. He's a league-leading goofball, man. We could mic that guy for years. Here's the Rays starting lineup brought to you by Taco Bell. We'll highlight G-Man Choi, who's been hot. He's homered in 4 of his last 7 games. First pitch of the ball game thrown by Nick Pavetta's a little flare out to left. It carries to J.D. Martinez, and Brandon Lau is retired before we can even tell you who was on the mound. It is Nick Pivetta, the 28-year-old curveball specialist, making his 21st start of the year. Pavetta's been great and really great against the Rays, as you can see on the bottom of that graphic. Took a no-hitter against the Rays into the 7th inning back on June 24th and is not allowed to run to Tampa Bay in 2 starts this year.
Yeah, 4-pitch guy, fastball, curveball, slider, occasional changeup. The signature pitch is the curveball that he's been throwing much better. We'll show you an illustration later on.
Here's Austin Meadows now. Meadows checks in with 20 home runs, has been at his unqualified best within the division, and specifically against the New York Yankees. And there's a big curveball, the signature pitch of Pivetta that's taken for strike 2. if you total up these Rays, this group of 9 hitters and their career plate appearances against Nick Pivetta, you come up with a 1 for 30. Pivetta has really handled Tampa Bay on 2 separate occasions this year.
The key for him are 2 things: fastball up, breaking balls down.
0-2 the count to Austin Meadows. Kind of a long set, a swing and a miss, and 2 quick outs here for Pivetta. Yeah, as much as Pivetta has had good success against the Rays, this is an important start for him, because the returns for him starting in the month of June have not been as good as his first 2 months in a Red Sox uniform this year.
Yeah, sometimes in a long season, a power pitcher like Pivetta goes through a little bit of a dark time. August comes, and now they're getting ready. The cool starts to get a little bit better in September, and you get ready for the October run.
2 quick outs now for the newest Ray. That is DH Nelson Cruz, the 7-time All-Star, acquired via trade. He's had 7 games in a Rays uniform, and beyond the impact he's made at the plate, he's homered a couple of times as a Ray. Kevin Cash raved about the influence he's had on the younger hitters before the game tonight. And it's a ball and a strike to the veteran Nelly Cruz. The madness of the trade deadline having passed, Cruz is buzzed. Has a little look out to Pivetta. Don't you know who I am?
And Cruz, a really wonderful addition, not only on the field, but in the clubhouse. And you see him get out of the way here on a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. What he does for the young players in this clubhouse, that's the thing that I'm really excited about. I remember Edgar Martinez, how wonderful he was with me and all the other young players as a young rookie in Seattle. Cruz would do the same thing for Franco and others, especially the Latino players who are looking for that native language, that leadership. 41 years old, this guy's seen it all. He brings the power, he brings the resume, he brings the World Series experience, and now he's trying to finish and put a signature on this 10-year run since he was there last time in the World Series.
All fastballs to him so far. The 2-2 is popped up. Dahlbeck in foul territory to retire the side in order for Nick Pivetta in the first. On to inning number 2. No score in St. Pete.
And the key for the Red Sox has to be staying in the zone. You see 2 chases here down, and then 2 chases up on the fastball. The Red Sox #1 in chase in Major League Baseball. In order for them to get to where they want to go, they're going to have to control the strike zone. And tonight is going to be specially, because McClanahan will make you chase all night long, especially against that slider against righties to the back foot. 31% chase, highest in Major League Baseball. If you're the Red Sox, fix that, and fix that now.
Yeah, tough math there if you're a Red Sox fan tonight. Something to watch as we continue. Hunter Renfroe leads things off. The former Ray opens the second for Boston. Vasquez and Verdugo follow. Renfroe's got a couple hits in the series and an RBI. And McClanahan's slow breaking pitch is taken for a strike. This is the 4th straight hitter that McClanahan has started with an 0-2 count. And now he's got Renfroe set up to where he can do just about whatever he wants. It's fouled away, still 0-2.
And if you're the Red Sox, not only do you want to keep them in the strike zone, there'll be a residual. McClanahan has not thrown over 93 pitches this year. So working the count, staying disciplined, make him throw it over that 17-inch plate will pick great results hopefully late in the game for the Red Sox.
McClanahan is a great example of how the Rays have kept themselves relevant despite payroll restrictions. Again, we talked about his being kind of drafted and developed right out of their backyard. Went to University of South Florida in Tampa, and that's his 3rd straight strikeout tonight. But back in 2018, the Rays used their 1st-round compensation pick when they lost Alex Cobb via free agency to Baltimore to select Shane McClanahan. So at the time, fans may have bemoaned the fact that they let Cobb go because he was a very productive and popular player here. And you get a comp pick, right? It's not sexy. We don't have a name attached to it. And then you get a name attached to it. It's a guy that pitched in college. We don't really know you. And now some years later, you can evaluate that decision and say, score another one for the Rays.
No question, Manny. And with the Rays, it's simple. Haters hate, then they copy. And I am done criticizing any move they make because they have figured out and have proven they are the smartest front office in baseball. To have a $70 million payroll, a third of what the Yankees have, and have a 7-game lead is phenomenal.
Counts a ball under strike to Christian Vasquez. Red Sox catcher is 3 for 8 in 2 nights in the series. By the way, the 3 strikeouts for McClanahan tonight have all come on the 4-seam fastball. That matches his season high. And we're only 4 outs into the night. Here's another 2-strike count for him.
And no coincidence, Matt. The Devers hit fastball down. The 3 strikeouts, all fastballs up.
Ball and 2 strikes to count to Vasquez. A swing and a miss. Vasquez on his way to first. Throw down there is not in time to get him. Not only that, but Ji-Man Choi couldn't hang on to it after the contact. It'll be a passed ball strikeout that gives the Red Sox their 2nd base runner of the game.
The breaking ball this time. And a one that should be had. Now watching the back end here, Choi's very dangerous for his left wrist. He's out of position. You always worry about that left wrist as you reach out.
One out, one on now for Alex Verdugo. So yes, that was a passed ball strikeout, but it's still 4 straight strikeouts for McClanahan. Verdugo looking for a hit tonight, 0 for his last 11. And he's behind 0-2.
You always worry about that left wrist right here. Seems like Choi's okay. With Choi a little bit out of position there, you want him anchored on the bag. That way he can see the ball longer time and then maneuver. That way he was out of position and started reaching back for the bag, which puts you at more risk.
All right, well, guess what? That's 3 strikeouts in the inning, and Shane McClanahan has an opportunity for a 4-strikeout inning. Punched out 5 in a row.
Yeah, 2 with the fastball and 1 with the curveball. And again, is that fastball up? You know, his fastball's been getting crushed all year long. Not here tonight.
And he's thrown it a ton, too. This is a guy who was 61% non-fastball at the start of play tonight. That is likely to end the streak of strikeouts. Hey, Ji-Man Choi calling off Mike Zunino. I was hoping for a 4-strikeout inning. Just because you don't see it very often.
That's right.
I sing it too. I'm waiting for my chance one of these days to sing the national anthem. They've already asked me about 3 times, but I keep having to put them off because I'm a baseball player. Like, I like to think I'm just like an extraordinary man playing with extraordinary men, you know what I'm saying? Oh, sit, nestle, nestle. Oh my goodness. JD out there? Dang, he's showing out for Sunday Night Baseball.
You know, Alex, I'm a guy who feels like there needs to be fewer podcasts in the world. Not everybody should have a podcast. That's a guy that should have a podcast.
Indeed, and he should be in SNL or something. He's really good.
Hear more from him. A scoreless ball game, bottom half of inning number 2. Nick Pivetta back to work. Brett Phillips still talking, even though we have his microphone off at the moment. You go, Brett. Keep talking. It's okay.
Matt, you want to come on my podcast later in the week?
Oh, yes. No, Buster, you are one that has had a long-standing, very successful, highly distributed podcast. You are an outlier in that previous statement I made. Baseball Tonight podcast with Buster Olney, one of the best.
I just figured I'd use it as an opportunity to wedge you in.
You're good at that. Ball and 2 strikes, the count to G-Man Choi. Choi, Diaz, and Franco here in the Tampa Bay half of inning number 2. Nick Pivetta with a strikeout and a 1-2-3 start to his night. And that fastball stays upstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pivetta's last start, by the way, came on Monday against the Blue Jays. He did not get a decision in a 5-4 Boston win that was made possible by an Alex Verdugo go-ahead homer in the 8th. And it's still 2-2 to Choi. Pivetta has made one previous start against the Rays, and it was a notable one. We talked about the no-hitter he took into the 7th inning on June 24th. And I'm sure Rays fans remember that one, because it was when Manuel Margot scored on a wild pitch late in the game for the game's only run. And no decision despite not allowing a hit through almost 7. And there's his second strikeout of the game. I think we're building a theme here tonight, Alex.
Indeed, good fastballs. One slider and the signature breaking ball. Brought it outside the zone a little bit. Stayed on top. And a beautiful pitch. Great depth, great finish.
Saw the spike on the curveball. Second strikeout for Pivetta, and now it's Yandy Diaz. We've talked a lot tonight already about hitters in each lineup that will chase. Diaz is not among them. His 21% chase rate is the 5th lowest in all of baseball. A ball and a strike to Diaz. Yandy has enjoyed a 3 or more hit game in 3 of his last 7. Guy with whom the Rays have a lot of versatility, plays both corner infield spots. And a guy who is very skilled. Check this out pregame, Alex.
Whoa. Outstanding. Well, that's impressive.
It's right on the money. He does that during a game, he's benched. But it's all fun before the game. A rocket right to Bogarts, who's on it on a hop. And that's 5 in a row set down by Pivetta. Well, Yandy knew he hit that one right on the screws.
Yeah, rocket here. Diaz, who they're hoping to make him get the ball in the air more. A contact guy. They feel if they get a little bit more launch angle, the results are going to be very, very good.
2 gone, bases empty now for the switch hitting shortstop rookie Wander Franco. 4 extra base hits in his last 9. And part of an improving hitter's profile. In his last 9 games, 12 rather for 37 overall, better than 300. And the average climbing at its current rate. Oh, wow. Couldn't get the check call, and it's 0-2. Franco's got 4 hits in this series. believe that may have been a called strike on that 0-1 pitch. And there's a ground ball to the left side of the infield to wrap up the side in order again. 6 up, 6 down against Nick Pivetta, picking up right where he left off against the Rays on June 24th.
Right, man. Go!
Yankees pick up a couple of power left-handed bats. Joey Gallo from the Rangers and Anthony Rizzo.
Max Scherzer and shortstop Trey Turner are being dealt by the Washington Nationals to the Los Angeles Dodgers.
This was going to happen, whether it was Baez or Bryant.
Javier Baez is going to be a New York Met.
Cubs now unrecognizable.
Chris Bryant to the San Francisco Giants.
Easily the busiest and biggest trade deadline that we've ever had.
Yeah, Ravi, right on point with that one. All 30 made a trade. 10 All-Stars, a record, and it was the most wild 48 hours of trade deadline talk in Major League Baseball history for reasons that you just heard. Welcome back. A scoreless ball game tonight. There are a couple of guys who traded uniforms pre-deadline. Nelly Cruz about a week in advance of the deadline. And Kyle Schwarber among the many Cubs expats sent from the Nationals to the Red Sox. I mean, where do you want to begin the discussion, Buster? It was just a crazy 48-hour period, and I don't know that the dust has even settled from it, and here we are a few days after.
Yeah, and the impact's going to be felt the rest of the year. 10 players who were All-Stars in 2021 traded before the deadline. That's absolutely incredible. And as we move forward, we're going to be assessing the impact of all these. For example, the Yankees, since they got Anthony Rizzo, doesn't seem like anybody can get him out. Chris Bryant hitting a home run. You see Nelson Cruz having a big impact here so far in the American League East. Jose Barrios, Brad Hand joining the Toronto Blue Jays. Everybody in this division trying to figure out a path to the postseason.
Yeah, we didn't even really talk about every team there because, again, all 30 made a deal. Their 2-strike pitch, Edwards jerked foul. The Oakland A's got some contributions today from Yan Gomes and Starling Marte, 2 of their new additions. I mean, the list goes on and on. I mean, could you at this point score a biggest winner, Buster? Would you be willing to step out that far on a limb?
In terms of actual stars, I think you have to give to the Dodgers. Look, if you can add Trey Turner and Max Scherzer, that's pretty impressive. I liked what the Milwaukee Brewers did. Guys, we saw them last weekend, and if we include Willy Adames, who they traded for earlier this season, and Eduardo Escobar, Daniel Norris the other day, I like what they did. I love what the Rays did in adding Nelson Cruz. I thought he was absolutely the perfect hitter for that lineup.
Still 2 balls and 2 strikes on Bobby Dahlbeck.
And yeah, some surprising parts were the Rockies held on to Story and Gray. Padres missed out on Scherzer. Will the Tampa Bay miss out on Castilla and Rich Hill? These are all great and fascinating topics, but it's the most active couple of days that I've seen in my career so far, and it's just great for baseball.
I mean, a few weeks ago, had you suggested that Francisco Lindor and Javi Baez were to be teammates for the last 2 months of this season and maybe even longer? Wow. I mean,
yeah.
That's just an exclamation point statement, and Mets fans are thrilled over the idea of those 2 guys up the middle for the rest of the year.
And understanding the front offices, of these 30 Major League Baseball teams, a lot of them are run like hedge funds, and they're traders, and they're not afraid to make trades. And it's exciting for them, and they're really good at it.
Bobby Dahlbeck aboard on a base on balls. Go figure, the one guy who has been the most vulnerable to the strikeout. After McClanahan struck out 5 through 2 innings, he draws a leadoff walk after being behind in the count.
And we talked about the importance of the Red Sox being disciplined. That could be a good sign for the Red Sox and maybe get some going here early in the game. Pivetta has been outstanding. You want to get him a run or 2 early here, especially on the road.
Here's Kike Hernandez now with the leadoff hitter aboard. Well, we had an opportunity to visit with Chaim Bloom before the game, and we asked him, what do you think the reason was for all the deals? I mean, the answer is, of course, more complicated than just identifying one factor. But you've got big market teams that had a lot of expiring contract classes like that of the Cubs and the Nationals. You no longer have the waiver v. non-waiver deadlines. There's only one deadline this year, so everybody had to kind of move in. But Buster, I'd ask you about the rest of the Red Sox agenda. I mean, already a pretty good team. How do you view what they did at the deadline?
Yeah, and they get Kyle Schwarber, who's on the injured list with a hamstring issue. They're expected to make a decision Tuesday, Wednesday about his minor league rehabilitation assignment. That's someone, Matt, who was very hot leading up to that injury, and he certainly is going to give matchup potential for Alex Cora. Maybe at first base, a position he's been working out at. Maybe it's going to be in the outfield, maybe at DH. I was shocked that they didn't find a way to make a deal for the Cubs' Anthony Rizzo. He would have been absolutely a perfect fit for everything that they needed. They needed a left-handed hitter. They needed someone with postseason experience. They needed someone who could play defense. And that, to me, would have been the biggest benefit, because now when Schwarber plays and Alex Cora puts him in the lineup, he's going to have to make a decision that's going to diminish the defense, whether he plays Schwarber at first or left field or moves other people around.
And a called strike taken by Hernandez. Full count now. Well, I'd say that Anthony Rizzo has already been welcomed warmly by Yankee fans.
Indeed, and you know, I agree with everything Buster said. It was a perfect fit for the Red Sox, also a perfect fit for the Yankees. The one thing to underscore when you're a Platinum Glove winner, you know, a kid like Gleyber Torres has throwing errors, defensive problems. A guy like that can fix everything and make that infield from good to great.
A high pop. It's drifting into shallow center. Lau is there to make the catch.
Matt, another thing, too, you know, Anthony Rizzo, Chris Bryant, Javier Baez, those guys moving on. I bet you they all play well going down the stretch, because I don't know how you guys felt. The Cubs, the 2016 championship team, the guys, the legacy players, it really had begun to feel like six-year college students. Like it was time to move on. It was time to break it up, and because it had just become staid with the Cubs. And now you see Anthony Rizzo absolutely thriving with the Yankees. See Bryant, Baez getting off to good starts to their teams. I think it'll be great for all those guys.
Great for those guys, great for fans of other markets in baseball. There's a shot out to left field for Meadows.
Yeah, and to that point, Matt, all of them, all the Cubs homered in their first game on their respective teams, and it's sometimes you get a little stale. To your point about, you know, a six-year senior out of college, you need a fresh start, new blood, new energy, and all three of them look like they're in a happy place right now.
Yeah, Brian homering today. Welcome to the city by the bay. A 5-3 win for the Giants over the Astros in what was a really good weekend series.
You know, I think one more thing, Matty, to answer your question on why so many trades. I think one thing you have to consider is the economic impact of COVID-19. You have a list of the have and the have-nots, and I think these teams have taken such a financial hit that if they feel they're not in it, they're not going to be in the gray. They're either going to be white or black, and the results are obvious.
0-1 the count to J.D. Martinez. Yeah, everybody's happy about those deals except for Cubs fans. I mean, I know that fans understand the economic nature of the game, but if you're a guy that was raised a Cubs fan or a younger fan and Bryant, Rizzo, Baez is all you knew, that's a tough pill to swallow right now.
It is, but you have to have a long-term vision, and what the Cubs are saying, that they're leveraging today for tomorrow's future and hopefully repeat another 2016 in the next few years.
Already 6 strikeouts for Shane McClanahan. The Red Sox are beginning to rue McClanahan. Anything Golden Girls reference? Does that do anything for you? Impressive and a scoreless start to the night in Tampa St. Pete. Rays manager Kevin Cash taking a moment to visit with us about his guy. And Kevin, what happened to the guy who was 61% non-fastball through his first 15 starts? He's been leaning on his heater tonight.
Yeah, he has, and he's feeling good with it, so we'll stay out of the way and let him do what he wants if he keeps shutting down a really talented Red Sox lineup.
Cash, what's been the impact for Nelson Cruz in your clubhouse so far this year?
Quite a bit. I mean, the presence alone. Look, we don't have many guys with that type of track record. He's going to be a Hall of Famer one day, and just Nelly. We all know Nelly. He's a great player and he's a great person. He looks forward to helping a lot of our young players and myself included.
Kevin, you occupy a really unique place in this rivalry. You're a Tampa native. You are the manager of the Rays. You played for the Red Sox. This rivalry has really grown up kind of under your watch, and it's no longer the lopsided thing that it used to be.
No, and I was very much the backstory of any rivalry. I was happy to be a part of it, but it's fun. I mean, look, we got a great crowd tonight and two really good teams that are going after it, and we're should have a fun 2 months.
Thanks for the visit, Kevin. Best of luck the rest of the way.
All right, guys, good talking.
Emmanuel Margot, a strikeout victim to start the third. 7 in a row set down by Nick Pivetta. Kevin talked about the big crowds yesterday, the biggest of the season. And tonight's looks to be on par as well. Look, this place doesn't have to have every seat filled to really feel big, and it has that big feeling tonight.
It really does, and I enjoyed playing here as a player. The fans are outstanding, and you hope they come out more to support this great team. It's an important part of Tampa Bay Rays baseball. But, you know, you talked about Kevin Cash. I had a minute to play with him with the Yankees, and you're talking about a guy that is really the perfect formula for today's manager. He is the blueprint, as is Alex Cora. These guys understand old school baseball. They understand analytics, but they're great communicators, and they're fantastic at bringing these clubhouses together. No one has done it better. And by the way, last week we had Counsell. I think over the last weekend, we've had the best 3 managers in baseball, all C's: Counsell, Cora, and Cash.
Kevin Kiermaier lines it right to the shortstop, Xander Bogaerts, for route number 2. Hey, it's almost time for this week's 5th inning Fast Talk presented by T-Mobile. Grab your phone during the mid-5th inning commercial break. Head over to ESPN's Instagram Live, where we'll be answering hard-hitting baseball questions submitted by you, the fans. Be sure to tune into this fast-paced live stream. You won't want to miss it. Somebody might even have a question teed up about life in Ibiza for you. Probably take too long to answer that.
Yeah. That one's for the commercial break.
2 gone for Mike Zunino. 8 in a row retired by Nick Pivetta to start the night. Zunino homered in the Rays win on Friday, number 20. Two balls and no strikes.
And these 2 big offenses getting shut down tonight. 1 for 19. Both teams on the year tied for 528 runs.
It's the first 2-0 count on either side of the scorecard tonight. And it moves to 3-0 on Zunino.
2 outs, nobody on. Green light. If you get a pitch to hit, let it eat.
Along with Kansas City's Salvador Perez, the most home runs by catchers in baseball this year. And there's ball 4 to Zunino. He's aboard, first Tampa base runner tonight. We talked about the Cubs a moment ago. We've got the White Sox and Cubs a week from tonight. Sunday Night Baseball on ABC at 7 Eastern. As far as the rest of the week, Monday, Phillies and Nats. Wednesday, Braves, Cardinals. Same matchup Thursday. And Friday, we'll have the Mets and Phillies on ESPN. A full week of Major League Baseball action on ABC and ESPN this week.
Manny, I don't know about you, but I am so excited about getting back into Wrigley Field. And the White Sox have made some great moves. Maybe one of the best winners in this whole trading deadline. I cannot wait.
Some rare crosstown trading. Yes. Between the White Sox and the Cubs. Yeah, you bet. Here's Brandon Lau with 2 gone and a runner aboard. Lau with a couple of rare takes early in the count. This is a Rays hitter that profiles as a very aggressive one. He is 46% first pitch swing. Second highest rate among qualified hitters. All of a sudden, Nick Pivetta's losing the handle on the strike zone. That's 7 straight balls.
If you allow here, you make him throw a strike.
Takes a rip. 3-1. 22 homers for Lau, leading off tonight. The way the Rays use guys like Brandon Lau, among the things that make a Tampa lineup difficult to guess. They've got some pretty good hitters that are idle tonight. Lau has really improved month to month this year. An all-star back in 2019. And Pavetta's right back in the count. A couple of chases on high fastballs.
Yeah, you mentioned 7 balls in a row. That's 9 in a row. That's why with Lau, I really like him taking a strike, be a leadoff hitter. I like swinging 3-0 every once in a while. But when a pitcher's gone 7 in a row, let him get himself in trouble. Don't get in his way.
Red Sox play him to pull, as does the entire AL East. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Brandon Lau. Hits it well out to right field. Renfroe watches it fly. Number 23 for Brandon Lau.
And a great swing here on the slider, and just a little cement mixer. 86 miles an hour. Sped up his bat for Lau, the sweet spot. Middle in. A little bat flip. 2-0.
Here's Austin Meadows.
For me, Matty, I have a real problem with that pitch right there. 3-0, barely goes out here over the yellow line. Fastball 3-0 blows it by him. Fastball 3-1 blows it by him, and then does him a favor by speeding up the club head with an 86-mile-an-hour slider.
He's got all kinds of pop. Does not look like a big-time power hitter, but everybody in the game is aware of the pop in that guy's bat. He hit 3 opposite field homers in the World Series last year. First player to ever do that. It's a ball and 2 strikes now. If you're trying to tell somebody about the Tampa Bay Rays and how and why they're good, Brandon Lau is a pretty good example. They're willing to sacrifice strikeouts for home runs. That's certainly a part of Lau's game. You get some defensive versatility. You always seem to have a platoon advantage with him.
And here's a 3-0 blown by him. 3-1 right by him. Not even close. And here's a favor. 86. Thank you very much. Pivetta knows it. Sometimes you have to watch and pay attention and read the body language of a hitter. 3-0, you blow it by him. 3-1, you blow it by him. Please just throw him another fastball. Do not overthink it. The Red Sox did.
Still a ball and 2 strikes on Austin Meadows. The Rays have no problem with their standing as a 3 true outcome lineup. Some strikeouts, but a ton of walks and homers as well as Meadows pops it up. Pivetta doesn't see it. Vasquez picks it out of the high dome sky to retire the side. Not before Brandon Lau's 2-run homer starts the scoring and gives Brett Phillips something to get excited about.
Get out, ball! Get out! I called it! Yeah! That's my friend! Let's go! Hey! Let's go, baby! Let's go! Woo! Hey! Let's go! 13 more! We need 13 more! Get your boy in the game!
Got it. Brandon Lau's 2-run homer cracking open the scoreboard in St. Pete tonight. 2-0 Rays. Bogarts, Renfroe, and Vasquez against Shane McClanahan. That is Rays first base coach Ozzie Timmons. He's a Tampa native. He's been on Kevin Cash's staff for a while. And he has a thing where for every Tampa run, he'll do a push-up. 2-run homer. And Ozzie did a bunch of push-ups.
Yeah, Matt, he'll do 10 push-ups for every run. He actually said it came out of a conversation with Nathan Eovaldi when Eovaldi was on the Rays, and he promised to do these 10 push-ups for every run. Now, that can lead to some troublesome moments like the other day when they scored 10 runs in an inning against the Yankees. He was required to do 100, but he told me I could only get 70 in.
Still, hey, man, our cap is tipped. 70 push-ups. Bogarts off the end of the bat sends a fly ball out to right for Manuel Margot. One gone in the fourth. A reminder, Play Ball is baseball and softball's initiative to highlight the fun and accessible ways to play the game for all. Find a league near you. Go to playball.org and follow @PlayBall on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Wasn't there a player, Buster, who was actually stung by a ray? I think it was Carlos Pena, former AL home run champ, and a guy that's still in the Rays record books. I believe he was actually stung by a ray. Hunter Renfroe swings and misses.
That would be accurate. I mean, getting more information on it for you.
For a ray to be stung by a ray, it's, you know, you'd think it's funny, but it's really kind of not.
That's taking pride to the next level. I mean,
a little too much ownership in the brand.
No doubt. Carlos had a couple big years here. One of the nicest guys in baseball.
1-1 home to Hunter Renfroe's foul back. You know, we talk a lot about players that come to Tampa and get better. You could kind of spin that the other way for somebody like Hunter Renfroe. Good player in San Diego, good player in Tampa, but he's really turned into a different type of hitter as a Boston Red Sox, putting up the best year of his career.
You know what, Matty? Sometimes you got to underscore what Alex Cora did in that process. Renfroe got off to a very slow start. Most managers will go to platoon or maybe even bench him. Cora stayed, played the long game. Renfroe figured it out and is having an outstanding season. Credit to Alex Cora and the Red Sox management.
That one hit well out to dead center field. Kiermaier on the run. He looks up, and that one's gone. Number 16 for the former Ray.
We talked about the fastball being hit hard this year. Renfroe getting on top of this 96-mile-an-hour fastball. All over it. 97 in, 104 out. Bat head on top. Even shoulders. And that is a rocket. Impressive.
I don't know that you'd say that that was really a terrible mistake by McClanahan either. Very few guys can get on top of that pitch at 97 at the very top of the strike zone like that.
That's a dangerous pitch for any hitter to swing at, especially 97 miles an hour to get on top. Flat shoulders, stayed on top. Well done.
All 3 runs on homers in this one. There's a base hit the other way from Christian Vasquez, who's been on base twice. 1 in, 1 out, 1 on here in the visitors' half of the fourth.
And with Renfroe, there's a lot of things to like here. Stayed behind the ball. Look how still his head is and how level his shoulders are. You have to do so many things right to hit a ball that hard, coming in at 97 miles an hour.
Almost looked like he had a running start. It's like a Happy Gilmore hack.
Strong man.
Yeah, he is. So after the homer and the base hit, pitching coach Kyle Snyder comes out to visit with McClanahan.
Alex, what do you think he's saying to him?
Well, I just think, look, get back to it. Don't worry about it. You know, young pitcher, you get afraid a little bit sometimes. When you get hit on the fastball, the league has hit his fastball very well. Just say, hey, that's a mulligan. Let's get back to play. Look at the mitt and get ahead. I mean, staying on top of that. It is so difficult to get on top of that fastball. When we see the league hitting 320 or better against the fastball, they're usually down, not up. When you throw the 4-seamer as a pitcher, you want to elevate it. When you throw the 2-seamer, you want to keep it down.
It's working on the Jeff Kent mustache, too. That's coming in nice. Here's Verdugo now, a strikeout victim in his first at-bat.
Good sign here from the Red Sox, bouncing back after the 2-run homer, get right back in the saddle, scoring a run. And for the young pitcher here, only 24 years old, McClanahan, you want to see him react and have a shutdown inning where he gave up one. We'll get right back at him, get back to being an aggressive pitcher.
Another one in the dirt. It's 2 balls and no strikes.
Second time through the order, Alex. Get the sense that maybe the Red Sox are feeling like, hey, you're going to show us that you're going to throw that off-speed stuff for strikes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm a hitter against this young man. Even though he can throw 97, 98, I know his money pitch is going to be the slider and the changeup. So I'm sitting around 90 to 91 miles an hour and making sure he gets that fastball down and gets that breaking ball up and just take right back up the middle.
3 balls and no strikes to count to Alex Verdugo.
Take a strike here.
So both pitchers dominant to start the night. And now, as was the case in the bottom half of inning number 3 in the top of the 4th, the starter loses sight of the strike zone, albeit for a moment. Each surrendering a homer. 3 balls and a strike to Verdugo. And there's ball 4.
Dearest gastropubs, bistros, and brasseries, thanks for treating every small plate like a big deal. We promise to serve as seriously as you do.
First time tonight, either side has mounted a multiple base runner attack against the starter. Runners at first and second with a run in now for the DH Kevin Plawecki. McClanahan has been very good at dialing up the ground ball when he needs it this year. With runners in scoring position, McClanahan has induced a ground ball in 59% of said plate appearances. Yet to record a ground ball out tonight. 0-2 to Plawecki. On the other side of it, Boston has struggled with runners in scoring position during this mini 3-game losing streak. They're just 4 for 26. Red Sox are not used to long slides this year. They've never lost more than 3 in a row this season.
Fantastic stop here. Keeping the double play in order. Excellent play right there. Sacrificing the body. A 52-footer.
There goes Vasquez, and Plawecki sends a fly ball out to right. Everybody's got to hightail it back to their spots. Just back in time at first is Verdugo.
Runners in action there. They have to hustle to get back. Alex Cora putting the game in motion, trying to make anything happen and get this Red Sox offense going a little bit.
Here's Bobby Dahlbeck now. He drew the walk back in the 3rd, which was the first of 2 issued by McClanahan. Dahlbeck is homered in the series, part of a 2-for-8 weekend in St. Pete. A run in with 2 away. Vasquez at second. Verdugo the runner at first. 1-1.
With Dahlbeck only his second walk over the last 5 weeks. So you know he's going up there thinking hacking. The key to hitting with men in scoring position is really one thing, is you have to hit strikes. The Red Sox have expanded their strike zone just like that, and a lot tonight. Keep these guys in the strike zone and not try to do too much.
It's a ball and 2 strikes to Bobby Dahlbeck. No team in baseball has scored more runs with 2 out in an inning than the Red Sox this year.
And this is a pitch you want back right here. That's the one you're going to be scratching your head when you're laying your head in the pillow at night. That's the one that could have been a 3-run homer. And now you're going to get some sliders in the dirt, fastballs up.
A good take by Dahlbeck, and it's 2-2. Yeah, that slider that breaks right into a left-handed power bat path. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hunter Renfroe's homer, cutting the 2-0 deficit in half. Got it. 7 strikeouts for Shane McClanahan as he strands a pair. ESPN's telecast of Sunday Night Baseball, presented by Taco Bell, is brought to you by Blue Moon Light Sky. Savor every sip. Fans in Tampa St. Pete have really savored every moment of their pro sports franchise's titles. Back-to-back go the Lightning, the Bucks, and the Super Bowl. And just maybe they can add a World Series title to that mantle. The new title town, Tampa St. Pete.
That's right.
Nelson Cruz leads things off for the home side in their half of the 4th. Cruz, Choi, and Diaz against Nick Pivetta. A 2-1 Tampa lead. Game number 8 as a Tampa Bay Ray. And a guy that can still beat you with a fastball. And let's face it, Nelly Cruz can beat you on a variety of pitches. Chase to 1 out of the zone that time. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
And with Cruz, the rare combination of power and contact. In a day today with so many swing and misses, a little bit more out of the mold out of a guy like Gary Sheffield. Controls the strike zone, makes contact, although not there. Just a perfect addition to already a very stacked Tampa Bay Rays roster.
Strikeout number 4 for Nick Pivetta tonight.
A great breaking ball there. The fastball breaking ball pitching Nelson Cruz very, very tough tonight.
So here's Ji-Man Choi, also a strikeout victim this evening. 2 for 5 with a homer yesterday. All 4 of Pivetta's strikeouts tonight have come on breaking balls.
Tell you what, Matty, I haven't seen a lot of players in the middle of the season just experiment with switch hitting and then say, you know what, I'm going back to the left side.
Yeah,
that's impressive. And when you talk to the clubhouse, some of the players, they will tell you that he is the funniest guy in that entire clubhouse. A guy that speaks very well in English, has a little bit of a naughty mouth. He does it in English and Spanish, the trifecta. And guys like Choi are so valuable in clubhouses in a long season, in a hot summer, to keep things loose and to keep it good.
Yeah, I've been fascinated with Ji-Man Choi ever since learning about the extraterrestrial being that he claims is following him around from Major League City to Major League City. I mean, it's in the media guide, after all.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Well, we asked Kevin Cash about it before the game, and he said, I'm not sure about any of that, but I'm imagining it's a friendly ghost because he's hot right now, and I hope the ghost stays with him.
Check swing here, maybe.
What do you think?
No.
A ball and 2 strikes, the count to Troy, batting with 1 out and the bases empty in a 1-run game. Got him for a second time. 5 strikeouts for Pivetta, and his first on a heater tonight.
Good fastball. North to south, spin rate, getting on top of the big Canadian right-hander. Impressive. It's been the breaking ball down and the fastball up. Great spin rate. We got a ball game. Boy, this is fun.
A worsening stat against Pivetta if you're a Rays fan. Here's Yandy Diaz, who picks on the first pitch, sends it out to Rafi Devers, and it's a 1-2-3 last of the 4th. On to inning number 5 tonight in a 2-1 Tampa Bay lead. Lead. We have the opportunity and the pleasure to visit with Red Sox manager Alex Cora on this night. Alex, I want to talk to you about the homer that we saw from Hunter Renfroe. We know the guy's got power, but to get on top of a 97-mile-an-hour fastball, even Alex Rodriguez said that that's hard to do.
It is hard to do, and he's done a good job throughout the season, staying on top of fastballs, going the other way, and that was a great swing.
Alex Pivetta looking really good. Fastball, breaking ball mix. What are you seeing that's working so well for him tonight?
I do believe his fastball is the one that established everything else, right? He has a good fastball going. He can elevate it, but then he can expand with the breaking stuff.
Alex, thanks for the time, man. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Kike Hernandez leads things off in the Boston half of inning number 5. Top of the order for the Red Sox, Hernandez, Devers, and Martinez in a 1-run game. It's been a good one to watch so far. A couple of homers, bunch of strikeouts. And a rip and a miss in an 0-2 count on Kike Hernandez.
And you know, games like this on the edges is usually one swing, one defensive mistake, or a mental mistake. And these are the games that you need to win, but you need to play errorless free baseball and mental mistake free baseball. The Red Sox have made quite a few so far in this series.
Out to left field, a leadoff base hit, and there's an 0-2 count that gets away from McClanahan. The leadoff hitter's aboard. So Rafael Devers will bat with the man aboard for the first time tonight. In the 25 or younger category, we hear so much about Vlad, Tatis, Soto, and Acuna, and because Devers has been here for a few years, we forget that he is a contemporary of those players. On the ground for Loud, a Bronco for 1, a routine 4-6-3 double play. I mean, that's about as room service as it gets.
Yeah, breaking ball. Taylor made double play. One, two.
Well, that's back-to-back plate appearances for Rafi Devers, where he's put the first pitch in play for an out. 2 outs in that case. And here's Martinez, who has struck out twice tonight. The Red Sox are hitless 0 for 10 with men on tonight.
JD struggling. One of the signs as hitters is you're swinging at balls and taking strikes. And tonight, 2 strikeouts, chased a fastball out of the zone, took a fastball in the zone.
Ball and a strike to count to JD Martinez.
JD 5 for his last 41. 2 Ks on 7 pitches tonight.
Yeah, his slash line over the last 10 games has kind of bottomed out to where we're really not used to seeing those numbers this year. It's almost like a slice of his 2020 season has come back for a short time. There's a high drive toward the roof into left center field and caught by Kiermaier at the wall. Three-time Gold Glover. He can pick him out of the challenging white roof as good as anybody in the business. An inning that started with promise on a leadoff single ends with a nice catch in center field. That's it for the top of the fifth. It's time for tonight's fifth inning Fast Talk presented by T-Mobile. Head over to ESPN's Instagram Live now. Welcome back to Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN. Telecast presented by Taco Bell. Still a one-run game. Kevin Kiermaier's nice catch, keeping it that way to end the top of the fifth. Bottom of the inning. And Kiermaier will bat third for the Rays. It's Franco, Margot, and Kiermaier against Nick Pivetta. A two-run homer by Brandon Lau. Solo homer by Hunter Renfroe, explaining the scoring. And quite a number of strikeouts in between.
It's amazing the type of judgment and eyes that are on this young man. Only 20 years old. You know, you've seen other players come up like Vladdy Guerrero Jr. who were human the first year and a half. I remember coming up with Seattle as an 18-year-old. I struggled mightily for a year and a half. I got demoted 5 times. Lou Piniella kept bringing me into the office. He goes, son, I want to keep you up here, but you got to make contact. Go to Tacoma, play defense, and come back. And then he would kiss me in the forehead. But I had a great supporting cast there, and I think Franco has the same here. But you got to give young shortstops, you know, about 18 months to get the reps, to get the experience. And I think this young man, when he gets it right, he has an opportunity to join this great cast of young players that Major League has spread all over the league. Oh, heads up, Matty.
By the way, every time you do your Lou Piniella, it has traces of Chief Wiggum from The Simpsons in it, and I love it.
Well, Lou has been such a great influence in my life. I know he's down the street. He lives here in the Tampa Bay area, and just the power of mentorship and leadership for young players, I don't think it's talked about enough. I love Nelson Cruz coming here because what he's going to do for Franco and Diaz and all the young players Tampa Bay has is just a wonderful thing.
Still 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It's not analytics, but if you're a player, you can certainly quantify it when it comes to development and expedites, because it's all about developing young players. Tampa Bay does it as good as anybody.
And Franco has a base hit back up the middle. Just got it over Bogarts, who was in the shift. Leadoff base hit. Brett Phillips has been cheering on the action tonight. How did he react to Kevin Kiermaier's nice catch last half inning?
He probably thought that was gone, huh?
Oh.
JD.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Is that gone in Boston?
Yes.
He popped it up. Hey, G-Man. Look, here comes the mascot race, your favorite part of the game.
Is that ball gone in Boston?
I think so. I think in that corner, I think is gone.
Okay.
Especially in the summertime.
Leadoff hitter aboard for Manuel Margot.
You know, going back to Franco and how impressed I am with his play. Here's the play here by Kiermaier. Sometimes that ball hits the ring. You got a white ceiling, very difficult to play, and you see him looking up there right now. And the young pitcher appreciating the Platinum Glove winner.
See, I thought that ball was gone. By the way, according to StatCast, that ball is not gone in Boston. Just to set the record straight.
I don't believe it.
It's 0-2 on Manuel Margot.
You're saying Ozzie Timmons is wrong. Come on.
I think Ozzy's still thinking about the next set of push-ups. StatCast does say that it's gone in 16 ballparks, but Fenway is not one of them. So we'll give Ozzie a pass. 0-2 the count to Margot. Manny just 1 for 13 since coming off the injured list with a hamstring strain that landed him on the shelf. He struck out in the 3rd. In fact, struck out for the 5th time in 10 at-bats in his career against Nick Pivetta. That one's bounced and it gets away from Vasquez. 390 feet for Franco. Wild pitch puts a runner in scoring position.
Franco brings so much energy, good secondary, and advances easily to second base. You know, the one thing that you like to look for in a young player, that I like to look for in a young player, is how does he react after some adversity? He comes out the first game, hits a home run, father's in the stands, and then he goes into a bit of a struggle. But continued to play hard, never put his head down, worked hard, talked to the manager and the coaches of the Rays, and very impressed with his makeup. That should be a run.
Out to right field. On for it is Renfroe. They're going to wave Franco around. Throws off line. 3-1 Tampa Bay.
For the Rays in the last 10 minutes, they've shown you what they're all about. Defense, athleticism with the platinum glove and Kiermaier. And now a simple base hit, a wild pitch, and a base hit that 9 out of 10 runners cannot score from second base. A microcosm of who the Rays are. A little base hit here, out, inside out baseball right here. And on the back end, Franco scoring the run. Look at Franco here. Watch it turn here. Watch it turn. Never a doubt. Outstanding base running. Aggressive with no outs. Keep the line moving. And then the enthusiasm. You gotta love it.
Here's Kevin Kiermaier now. Kiermaier lined his shortstop in his first at-bat. Tampa gets its 2-run lead back. Margot's running. A swing and a miss. Throw down to second. Not in time. Manuel Margot wasting no time to steal his 10th bag of the year.
And the Rays just keep on coming. First pitch. They just keep the foot in the accelerator. They just keep leaning on you, leaning on you. Power, speed, pitching, defense. Check, 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 check.
0-2 the count to Kiermaier.
And guys, if you look at some numbers that the Rays have generated, running on the bases, that particular part of the team's offense has really developed during the course of the year, and they have one of the faster teams in baseball.
According to sprint speed, only a couple faster in the league, and it's still 0-2 to Kiermaier now. Yeah, stolen base totals don't tell the full story of team roster speed. The Rays go first to third quickly. I mean, just about everybody in their lineup tonight can run, with perhaps the exceptions of Choi and Diaz. A high fly ball out to right. And Renfroe's there for it. Big arm, so Margot wisely holds at second base. And if I'm guessing along with Alex Cora here, I'm thinking perhaps one more for Nick Pivetta, because they've got the left-hander Josh Taylor due up in the bullpen, and due up after Zunino will be a couple of left-handed batters. So this could potentially be the final batter that Pivetta faces tonight.
Did you guys see what Kike Hernandez just did on that fly ball to right field? I've never seen an infielder do that. Alex, he actually tried to leap and block Margot's view of Renfroe as he caught the ball to time his departure from second base.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, I mean, that may have worked.
First pitch to Mike Zunino's taken for a strike. Let's see if we can find it on the replay here. Was he trying to deke the throw, or was he really just trying to obstruct the view?
Yeah, the latter.
Well, that's some pretty good gamesmanship there. 0-2 the count to Zunino.
Yeah, Matt, I'm in direct line for where Kike was, and I was watching the right fielder beyond Margot, and all of a sudden here comes Kike with his arms in the air, like trying to block his view.
There's the jump.
Did you ever do that?
No. I did a lot of other goofy stuff, though.
you yelled at a guy trying to catch a pop-up once.
I did.
I've never understood why more players don't do that. Why is it that no players don't do that kind of thing? Is that unbecoming? Is it, quote-unquote Bush League?
Yeah, I thought it was a little goofy. Look, when you're in New York, it's a pretty good pressure cooker. I think we were losing like 8 out of 10. We need to desperately win a game, and sometimes you just need to win.
Yeah, I'm all for that, man.
But I cringe when I think about things like that. I played for a long time. Margot could look to steal third here.
Pivetta perhaps thinking the same way, looks him back, and it's a ball and 2 strikes on Mike Zunino with a run in. 1 away and a man at second base. Zunino drew a 4-pitch walk and then scored in front of the Lau homer back in the 3rd. And a swing and a miss. That's number 6 for Pivetta, and here comes Alex Cora per our earlier guest. They're going to make the move for Josh Taylor right here. A 2-out runner at second, a run in, and our first pitching change of the night. We'll be right back. Let's take a look at tonight's pitching summary for Nick Pivetta, brought to you by AARP. Well, the Rays did something against him tonight that they were unable to do in 2 previous starts, and that's score against him. 3 runs, 2 of them coming on the homer by this man, Brandon Lau, who is the first to face the new reliever. Left-hander Josh Taylor looks for the final out here in the bottom of the 5th.
Got Taylor 3 pitches, fastball, excellent slider, and a curveball, and has been outstanding. Last outing, 3 strikeouts, done that 3 times this year.
Margot, the runner at second with 2 gone, a run in. Lau's homer back in the 3rd, his 23rd of the year. Fades a high pop, angling for the seats. Devers hoping for a play. He'll have one in foul ground to retire the side. A run, but nothing further in the home half of the 5th. On to inning number 6 tonight. 3-1 Tampa.
Just ask Siri, who's leading the American League in wins?
It is the Houston Astros leading the American League in wins, 64-42, despite losing 2 in a row to the Giants. A winning percentage slightly better than that of the 2 teams in action here tonight. Good one tonight in Tampa. St. Pete, welcome back. A 3-1 Rays lead as Xander Bogaerts leads things off in the Boston half of inning number 6. Shane McClanahan back to work for Tampa. Bogaerts, Renfroe, and Vasquez for the Red Sox. Top 2 teams in the AL East. Bogaerts slugs a fly ball. Shallow right is where Lau makes the play. Every time a ball gets up there near the catwalks, Alex, I think about the unusual nature of this place. And apparently there were 2 balls hit into that bottom ring in the last homestand that are still there.
Wow.
So if we're lucky, maybe we'll see a scenario where a ball goes up and 2 come down, which really would be a dream for a guy like me who roots for chaos.
That would be very interesting.
Which one do you catch? Here's Renfroe now. Oh, making a bid for a second dinger. Oh, yeah, got it to the catwalk. Nice. Foul, but up there nonetheless.
On cue, Matty. You ask and you shall receive.
Love it. Got a Tropicana Field maintenance guy up there fixing a light. Foul ball hits him in the back of the neck. Jeez. I mean, there's all kinds of things that could go wrong. Big swing and a miss.
Good changeup.
There it is. The lower catwalk, but he got it up there nonetheless. Chopper to the left side for Franco. 2 quick outs for McClanahan in the 6th. Speaking of Tropicana Field, the MLB Ballpark app will complete your next visit to the ballpark. Buy and manage game tickets, redeem offers, access exclusive content, and much more. Download the Ballpark app today. We visited with Rays president Matt Silverman before the game today. Got a feel for what the franchise wants moving forward, and the Rays are aggressively pursuing a really interesting relationship between Tampa St. Pete and the city of Montreal. They hope that someday in the not too distant future they can call 2 cities home and play the spring months here outdoors in a new ballpark, and then when summers get very hot here as they are now, they head north and finish off their schedule after the All-Star break in Montreal.
Yeah, it's a great clear vision that they have. Is an ambitious one. And then the question presents that people want to know is, what's the budget for building 2 stadiums, both outdoors? And then where do you play the postseason? And he mentioned 1 year in Montreal, the next year in Tampa Bay, maybe St. Pete, maybe Tampa. I think they'd rather have it in Tampa, but they're pursuing all options right now.
Yeah, pretty aggressive idea. And the Rays are actively heading down that road. 2 balls and a strike. Two and two to Christian Vasquez.
And guys, if that idea was pushed forward, I guess one of the big hurdles would be what would the response of the Players Association be? How would a team of players feel about splitting their season between 2 sites?
Well, they could ask the Toronto Blue Jays, who become the first team in Major League Baseball history to call 3 different cities home in the same year. The Dunedin/Toronto/Buffalo Blue Jays. Another chopper to the left side. This one for Yandy Diaz. Oh, airmailed it. Nice play at first by Ji-Man Choi. That friendly ghost is working on defense, too. G-Man got some hops.
What's it like to be traded to a contender in the middle of the season?
Well, awesome. It seems like you wake up and it's a fresh new day. As a player, you want to be in the race. You want to be in the contender, especially at my age. I want to be in the team that I believe they can win the World Series.
How much guff do you take? How much crap do you take from your teammates because of your age?
Every day, even from the other side. Even the umpire scream how much long I'm going to play. They play around my gray hair. Tell them, what do you expect? I'm 41.
When you worked on your grandfather's farm, what was the chore you hated the most?
In the afternoon, I had to go separate the cows from the babies. Sometimes you have to run around for like 30 minutes just chasing the cow.
When you did work in your uncle's repair shop, what did you learn the most from that time?
Well, responsibility. I was a kid and I had to go to school. After school, go to my uncle's shop and then go to do the job with the cow. I had learned at a young age about responsibility, hard work. It teach me a lot, and I think create who I am right now.
You won humanitarian awards. What does that mean to you?
You help other people without thinking that you're gonna get rewarded. it was always nice to see the other people are paying attention to what you're doing, and it pushes you to keep helping more. And so far, I just want to play also to keep helping those people that need help.
Buster visiting with Nelson Cruz moments before trading in his 2014 Jeep Cherokee. Soft liner out to center field. It drops in for a base hit off the bat of Austin Meadows. Buster, correct me if I'm wrong, that's the first one of those interviews you've conducted from the confines of your own vehicle.
That would be right. And the answer that interested me the most as someone who grew up on a dairy farm was what job he found to be most difficult. And he's right. Like separating the babies from their mamas, that is potentially an issue. That takes a while. You could wind up being chased depending on the mama.
That sounds like no fun. Hansel Robles is on to make his Red Sox debut, acquired as a part of the Minnesota Fire sale. He came from the Twins along with cash considerations in exchange for right-handed minor leaguer Alex Scherf. And again, making his Red Sox debut. He was the Twins closer, 10 saves for the Twins this year. A veteran right-hander who will no doubt help the back of the Boston bullpen. A couple of former Twins squaring off as that one is airmailed wide, and it's a free 90 feet for Meadows. Second wild pitch of the ball game for Boston pitching.
Yeah, Robles just overthrows a slider there, 91 miles an hour. Gets around it, rushes a little bit. You see him here with the slider, cutting it a little bit, too much. Trying to overthrow it. And Vasquez, one that he'd probably tell you he should have had right there. Just a little bit lazy on the backhand.
The previous wild pitch led directly to a run. That happened in the last inning. It also came with nobody out. Cruz with a ground ball to short. Bogarts to third, and they cut down the lead runner.
And a rare mistake on the base path for the Rays. One that should never happen. Ball's right in front of you. The rule is make that ball go through with no outs. Never want to make the first out at third base. Just a little bit over aggressive there.
Did Meadows think that that ball was getting through?
No, I think the minute he made that move, he knew he was cooked. And that's, again, a mental mistake, not a physical one.
Here's G-Man Choi. He struck out twice tonight. This is his first appearance against anybody other than Nick Pivetta. Pivetta, the Red Sox starter, went 4 2/3. Boston with 3 innings left to try to get him off the hook for what would be a loss tonight as he exited trailing. On the ground for Dahlbeck. The second for 1. The relay back to first. The double play. Back-to-back ABs with great defensive execution by the Red Sox. And it's a scoreless Boston debut for Hansel Robles, thanks to great infield play behind him. Still 3-1 Rays. Welcome back to Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN. Telecast presented by Taco Bell. Sunday Night Baseball / Dance Dance Revolution. This is serious business. That's the one right there that kind of gets your attention. Let me tell you, security in Tampa has never been more adept. Seen some impressive things tonight. Put that right on the list.
Alex, you asked the question before, you know, which infielders not all of them wear a cup. Maybe security, you better.
Alex Verdugo hammers the ball into the right field corner. And the Red Sox put their leadoff hitter into scoring position to open the top of the 7th. A rather rude greeting for the new Tampa pitcher. We got runner in scoring position before we can even establish right-hander Drew Rasmussen.
And here come the Red Sox. Little changeup, 90 miles an hour for Verdugo. Right in the wheelhouse. Changeup, you see it right there, right out of the hand. Left it up. Perfect pitch for Verdugo. And the Red Sox are set up.
So the tying run digs in at the plate in the form of Kevin Plawecki. Rasmussen up for the second time with the big league club. He was a part of the compensation package that came from the Brewers in the Willy Adames deal. A 4.00 ERA in 10 appearances since the trade. Here are his overall numbers between Milwaukee and Tampa. And this is a guy that Rays pitching coach Kyle Snyder is very excited about. That one well hit into right. Margot turning around on it. At the wall makes the catch. Wow.
And a terrific play here on a long fly ball, fading away from him. Watch his route. Circled the wagons a little bit, but recovered nicely, and boom. Great play, great concentration, wall, and then the throw.
There was some thought among the Rays middle infielders that Verdugo tagged early. Not the case. Verdugo tags. He's at third with the infield in now for Bobby Dahlbeck.
This is a perfect example of how contrarian the Rays are. Up by 2, very rare for an infield to come in, allowing the open inning to maybe open up. The conventional play with 2-run lead is you play back, you trade an out for a run, not the Rays. Like I said, haters hate, then they copy. So I will say nothing.
Ball on a strike to count to Dahlbeck. Well, the Red Sox have been among the best, if not the best, come from behind team in baseball this year. Just based on sheer numbers, come from behind wins, nobody better. 33 comeback victories this year. The next closest total belongs to the Rays with 31. And Dahlbeck chases a fastball out of the strike zone. A swing and a miss, 2 gone.
For the Red Sox, the theme does not change, is chase, chase, chase. And there's nothing you're going to do with that ball upstairs at 97 miles an hour.
But that just kept cutting away from him. Lively 4-seamer from Rasmussen. Boston now 0 for 12 with runners on base tonight, and back to the top of the order, Kike Hernandez.
Come out.
If you're Hernandez, want to make him get that ball down. Verdugo at third base should have a strong secondary, aggressive secondary, breaking ball. Maybe you steal a run right here.
A ball and a strike. Rafi Devers waiting next for Boston. Another swing and miss. Starting to see why Kyle Snyder and the Rays are so excited about Rasmussen. Projecting perhaps an even bigger role for him moving forward. And yes, the Willy Adames trade has worked out brilliantly for the Brewers. But there's a long-standing adage among baseball executives that if the Rays offer you a pitcher, be careful, and if the Rays want your pitchers, be careful on that end too.
There's the run.
Bounces in the dirt, bounces away from Zunino. Scoring from third is Verdugo, and it's a one-run game.
That's a big run there for the Red Sox. Try to do too much here. Bounced it. Around 56 feet here.
Boy, Rasmussen was a strike away from stranding a runner at third with less than 2 out. And Boston catches a break.
Flirted with 2 wild pitches, and then the third one was a charm and a run for the Red Sox.
Full count.
Sometimes as a team, you're looking for a sign, especially on the road when you've been struggling. You need a little break. Maybe that was a break for the Sox there.
Alex Cora and the Sox trying to avoid their first 4-game losing streak of the year. And there's a 2-out base hit from Kike Hernandez, his second in his last 2 trips to the plate. And Kyle Snyder will come out to chat with Rasmussen. This is usually the time of the game when the Rays are shining in terms of run differential. Been really productive innings 7 through 9. Plus 74 run differential, the best in the game from the 7th inning on. But it's Boston chipping away for a late score so far tonight. Yeah, we talked about the Red Sox with the 33 comeback wins. The last 10 days alone, they have watched 3 of them. Down 3-1 against the Yankees on the 22nd of July. Down 4-0 in the 8th against the Yankees 3 days later. They trailed the Blue Jays by a run in the 8th inning on the 26th and came back to win.
And this would be their first 4-game losing streak of the year if they can't figure out this Rubik's Cube of the bullpen of the Rays. Kike Hernandez should have the green light at first base.
Here's Rafi Devers, extended a modest 4-game hitting streak with a first inning single tonight. Takes strike 1.
Sometimes Cora will give Devers a strike or 2 and then activate Hernandez.
Rafi takes, and it's a ball and a strike.
Sometimes you get 2 heaters there. You got them set up beautifully for the breaking ball. And if you look for the breaking ball, look for it out over the plate, up to do some damage.
Let's see if Rasmussen slips in a breaking ball here. Rafi Devers will wear you out on the heater. He has been improving against the fastball ever since that notable series in which the Astros threw him 56 straight fastballs in a 4-game series. We were talking about that a lot at the time, still talking about it, because since that series, he is vastly improved against the fastball. 3 in a row to him here. Hernandez is the tying run at first with 2 gone here in the 7th inning. 2-1.
Talking to himself, 2-1. Probably wasn't really ready for the fastball there and took it center cut.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good guess as to what he's going through now.
Kike should be running here.
2 balls and 2 strikes. And Devers trying to check it. They appeal, and yes, he checked his swing. Wow, that's a generous check. coming right after him with nothing but heaters. Does he check this, Alex?
I think so. And I think the body talks. I'll tell you what, Devers is talking to himself like he's ready to go into the octagon, a UFC fight. I mean, he is fired up. You got to make the fastball down here.
There goes the runner. Full count pitch is fouled away.
So if you're Devers, now you've seen 6 or 7 fastballs in a row, all mid 95, 96. You should have 2 thoughts. Slow down your thoughts, get the ball down, and get your foot down. Foot down, ball down.
All fastballs to him. Another one that misses high and away, and it's ball 4. So the tying and now go-ahead runs are aboard with 2 away. And a huge opportunity for J.D. Martinez.
And these are the at-bats that are going to take the Red Sox and get them out of this slump. Great at-bat there by Devers. Good base running by Verdugo. And now the struggling Martinez. This is an excellent, excellent take. That's the pitch they've been swinging at all night, and a microcosm of the struggles this year. Martinez up in a big-time moment. 5 for his last 42.
That includes a hitless night tonight with a couple of strikeouts. 2 runners aboard with a run in and 2 away.
Red Sox grinding out some good at-bats here. 6 pitches to Kike Hernandez, 7 to Devers. Set up beautifully here for Martinez.
JD sitting fastball here, Alex?
You have to. And make sure that fastball is down. Foot down, ball down. And if you sleep on Kike Hernandez, he'll take 3rd. And Devers should follow.
Sharply hit to the shortstop, Franco, who'll flip it to Lau and get the Rays out of any further trouble. 1 in the Boston 7th, however, has tightened it back up to a 1-run game.
Oh yeah! Woo! Out of baby, great AB.
Just working on my next gig. This was the best thing MLB put in our dugouts, by far. I mean, if they're gonna take away sunflower seeds, this is the nicest thing they could have done. Ow, ow, did you see that? I'm full speed. I just went level 3 right on my shin bone. Don't ever do it. Learn from my inexperience of vibration station.
Brett Phillips, where the microphone for us tonight, occupying himself in the Rays dugout as we have a pitching change for the Red Sox. Man, has Garrett Whitlock been good this year? We'll quantify that statement in a moment. Making his 31st appearance of the season, Yandy Diaz with a high drive to left. This one's going to stay in the house for J.D. Martinez, and there's 1 away. Boston's bullpen dramatically improved this year, as we have discussed most of the season, and a great reason for that is the emergence of rookie right-hander Garrett Whitlock. He's unscored upon in his last 7 outings. Go back to the middle of May, 4-0 with an ERA under a run. He is putting together a sensational rookie season.
Absolutely, with a fastball, slider, and a change.
One gone for Wander Franco. There are a number of players you could point to as to how the Red Sox have turned around what was a really struggling bullpen last year and flipped it to become one of the American League's most consistent this year. The Japanese import Sawamura has been great. Adam Ottavino, a Yankee turncoat, has been great. Matt Barnes is having the best season of his life.
No, it's inside.
He's emerged as one of the top closers in all the land, and Garrett Whitlock as a rookie contributor. Completely different look from last year. A ball and 2 strikes to Wander Franco.
Yeah, Matt, on his current trajectory, Whitlock finishes the season strongly. He's going to get a lot of looks as American League Rookie of the Year.
I know the Red Sox are pushing that, and for good reason. He's made 18 scoreless appearances of more than an inning, and that's the most in Major League Baseball. And this from a guy that's still getting acclimated to Major League hitting. A ball and 2 strikes.
And watch Franco here run on his last at bat. Watch him, a little Pete Rose style, runs hard, turns, ready for 2. And on that inning, it was his legs that produced the run.
Tough take, and it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count now to Wander Franco. If the season ended today, back to Whitlock for a moment, his ERA at 1.26 would be the second lowest in Red Sox history among pitchers to log at least 50 innings. Only Papelbon in 2006 was better. That's among rookies. 2 balls and 2 strikes, the count to Wander Franco. It's a nice plate appearance.
Seeing a lot of pitches, switch hitter. There's a lot to unpack with Franco. I mean, not only do you have to play the hardest position in the infield, the shortstop, and then the question is going to be, can he stay there for the long run? That's going to be up to him, his discipline, and his ability to make the routine play day in and day out. But then you have to hit from both sides of the plate. So far, he's been a much better hitter from the right side, much more confident, swings a little bit different, stays through the baseball, also stays with 2 hands, more like a Mike Schmidt, like left-handed. He takes off a little bit too early and has more of a one-handed swing, and you see it right there. But that'll come with time, repetition, and a long at-bat here for the rookie.
7 foul balls after falling behind.
Oh boy,
that turns it into a base hit. Started out 0-2, stayed alive in the count forever. Well, that's a fantastic plate appearance.
I mean, that's so impressive in his 30th Major League Baseball game, acting more like a 30-year-old, not a 20-year-old. Cement mixer, fouls a bunch of pitcher's pitches and gets the one he wants. Foot down, head down. And then the energy and the enthusiasm. Let's go, boys.
He's running on the first pitch, on the ground to shortstop. To second, not in time, but the relay's in time to get Manuel Margot. So the Rays stay out of the double play by sending Franco. And that was room service if he's not running on the pitch.
And again, great job by Kevin Cash keeping the game in motion, putting the pressure on the defense. A tailor-made double play is not, because of the aggressive style of the Rays. Now you got a man in scoring position with just 1 out.
Two-gun runner at second out for Kevin Kiermaier. Kiermaier's hitless tonight, just 2 for his last 27. Always a threat to go deep, however. Only 2 homers for Kiermaier this year, but he had a terrific postseason in terms of power last year.
Yeah, and you got to watch Franco at second base. He can easily steal third base here.
Tried to check it on the fastball, went around. It's 0-2. When Boston bats in the 8th, they'll have Bogarts, Renfroe, and Vasquez. Whitlock hoping to deliver them there, down just a run. Kiermaier sends it on the ground up the middle, backhanded at second base. The throw to first is not in time. A terrific effort by Kike Hernandez at second. It's a base hit. And the plot thickens in the bottom of the 7th. Runners at the corners now with 2 gone.
Excellent play here by Hernandez. And a dangerous throw. And on the back end, saving a run. Very nice play here by Dahlbach with the speedy Franco at third base. If this ball gets by, it's an easy run for the Rays. Well done. One of the things Bush here is talking about, you see him talking to Vasquez. Kiermaier should be running in the first pitch or two. Vasquez will come up, fake the throw to second, and make sure Franco stays at bay here at third base. So that visit there was more about the infield setup than Bush talking to the pitcher.
Here you got to worry about Zunino's power too, because even greater than the power threat of Kiermaier is a guy who's hit 20 this year. That is a Rays franchise record for a catcher. Tonight, Zunino has walked and struck out. Ball and no strikes.
And in this situation, Cash will give him a strike or two, give him an opportunity to do some damage. But once you get to 2 strikes, you should have a green light, and Kiermaier should be on the run.
2 balls and no strikes. There's nobody up in the Red Sox bullpen. Left-handed hitting Brandon Lau is due up next. This is Whitlock's mess to try to negotiate his way out of. Two-0 swing and miss. Oh man, Zunino does not get cheated.
He was not looking for a base hit the other way there.
That is a guy that goes up there with bad intentions. Two-one. Popped him up. Vasquez makes the catch to retire the side. Not an easy chance. A sliding basket grab is what strands a pair of Rays in the last of the 7th. Still a 1-run game. ESPN's telecast of Sunday Night Baseball is presented by Taco Bell. A couple of homers in this one. A 2-run shot by Brandon Lau. Solo dinger by Hunter Renfroe. A 1-run game as we go to the top of inning number 8. Good to have you with us tonight. First time Sunday Night Baseball has been in Tampa in about a decade. Got a nice Sunday night crowd here. And a 1-run game between 2 AL Eastern Division rivals who sit atop the standings, separated by just a half game, who have split the first 8 of their season series this year.
Good buzz in the stadium tonight. You know, Bogaerts, after the loss yesterday, came out and said very candidly, we have to win tomorrow. Almost like a must-win situation. So far, 0 for 3. But big at bat here leading off this 8th inning.
2 balls and a strike to count to Xander Bogaerts. Bogaerts, Renfroe, and Vasquez for Alex Cora here in the 8th inning. 2-2. You get a half game between the Rays and Red Sox. And by the way, nobody's sleeping on the Yankees, even though the Yanks made it kind of hard on themselves with a very uneven first half of the season. With some of the new left-handed power bats in that lineup, the Yanks are once again dangerous. And it's 3-2 on Bogaerts. Rays and Red Sox have 7 left head-to-head after today, and their season series will be completed in early September this year. And there's ball 4 to Bogaerts. Tying runs aboard to start things in the 8th. Quick reminder, Pitch Hit and Run presented by MLB Network is MLB's free skills competition for kids ages 7 to 14. Adults, sign up your child now or register to host your own local competition at pitchhitrun.com. Red Sox have put their leadoff hitter aboard in 3 of the last 4 innings on the first pitch to Hunter Renfroe. A high infield pop for Choi. Red Sox are now 0 for 14 with men on base tonight. You know, for every one of those negative sounding numbers, there is another side to it. And you know, the Rays relievers are getting paid too, right? I mean, they're trying to prevent any runs, any damage, and they've done a pretty good job. In fact, the run against Rasmussen in the 7th was the first run against a Rays reliever in 11 innings. Tampa Bay bullpen has been outstanding this year once again. DJ Johnson and Ryan Sheriff are up currently. And there's a strike to Christian Vasquez.
Yeah, Matt, when we showed that stat about the incredible run differential for the Rays from the 7th inning on, I mean, that's pretty much on the backs of the bullpen, yes?
You got it. No doubt. And they've done it this year, Buster, to kind of reiterate what we went on the air with earlier, with a group that they didn't necessarily expect to have here at this stage of the season. They've had a lot of injuries down there this season. Fly ball into center for Kiermaier. 2 away. A very busy week of Major League Baseball action on ESPN and ABC. Monday, Phillies and Nats. Wednesday and Thursday, Braves and Cardinals. Friday we'll have the Mets and Phillies, and then Alex, Buster, and I will have the White Sox and Cubs on ABC a week from tonight. A pitching change, that's all for Drew Rasmussen. The Rays call on left-hander Ryan Sheriff. We'll be right back. Well, the left-handed depth of the Rays bullpen has been challenged after they lost Jeffrey Springs to the IL when he sprained his knee this weekend. So Ryan Sheriff will be among the lefties that will try to put back that really good left side of the bullpen mound, and he'll try to get one final out here in the 8th against Alex Verdugo, who has walked in double tonight. Tying runs aboard here for Boston in a 1-run game.
A fastball slider, 2-pitch guy.
You know, we talked about the depth of the Rays bullpen being challenged. It has not affected them because they've still been great, but it is noteworthy that Tampa has had 5 relievers sidelined over the past month alone. Springs going on the IL, the 15th pitcher that Tampa has had to place on the injured list.
Castillo to Seattle, no problem.
Quickly 0-2. DJ Johnson was recalled from AAA Durham to take Springs' spot on the roster. When he gets into a game, he'll be making his Rays debut. Oh, 0-2 pitch just misses. And if it feels like the Red Sox have been in 0-2 counts all night, it's because they kind of have. 11 of them tonight.
Seven for 41 this series with men on. 0 for 15 tonight.
Sheriff's 1-2. Got him. The Rays bullpen once again holds, stranding the tying run at first that led off the inning. To the bottom of the 8th, still 3-2 Tampa Bay. It's been a good one on our Geico game track, headed to the bottom of the 8th inning. A couple of homers in this one. 2 good starts, albeit short for Pivetta. He went 5 2/3. Shane McClanahan's on the better end of the decision. He was great tonight, striking out 7. Brandon Lau hit a 2-run homer that's been the difference, and there's a little nubber up the third base line. Great play by Devers. A better stretch by Dahlbeck. Wow.
Two great plays there by Devers in the front end. Tough play going way to his right. Circles nicely. The throw and then the catch on the back end. A lot of spin on that ball. The throw. Excellent pickup by Dahlbeck.
But that's a big dude over there at first base doing the splits. Here's Austin Meadows now. Meadows 1 for 3 tonight. Into the opposite field. Martinez on the move, sliding and making the catch. JD making his 17th start in the outfield this year. Alex Cora has used him out there a lot. And Martinez making a fine play in left field.
Martinez, 33 years old, looking like a 23-year-old here with a nice play. And the Red Sox flashing the leather this inning. Tough play, nice slide. Boy, JD Martinez.
It is so important for JD Martinez to be able to handle left field as he really has well this year, because it gives the Red Sox so much versatility. And when Kyle Schwarber is activated, when he's back off the injury, Alex Cora won't be hamstrung with that DH spot. I mean, they need that versatility. So important for JD to be able to contribute in the outfield.
Exactly, Matty. The same challenge they have in the Bronx with the Yankees and Stanton. It is paramount to get these guys out there at least once or twice per week to have a nice rotation and to keep fluid and to keep guys fresh.
And the 2-out pitch to Nelson Cruz is lined into the opposite corner. Cruz on his way to second. Renfroe picked it up quickly, throws there in plenty of time, and Cruz is out. Hunter Renfroe got a perfect hop and then threw a perfect strike to second. Some terrific defense on display for the Red Sox in what amounts to a quick, scoreless bottom of the 8th.
3 Gold Glove plays and a Dwight Evans throwing arm from right field.
Compete for daily cash prizes with as few as 10 picks with MLB Rally, presented by BetMGM. Download MLB Rally app now. Restrictions apply. See official rules at MLB.com/rally. Can you remember an inning where all 3 outs come on spectacular defensive plays like that?
Yeah, not 3, 4 plays, because on the front end it was Devers and Dahlbeck, and then Martinez, and then the last one. If they win this game, they'll look back at that inning as one of the best defensive team defense of the year.
A couple of changes for the Rays as Matt Whistler is on to work on the mound. You saw the new left fielder Brett Phillips taking over for Meadows in left. Still a 1-run game, top half of inning number 9.
And up Whistler, if you're the hitter, you're going to basically see all sliders. Look slider, make him get it up, do not chase. 90% sliders.
Plawecki, Dahlbeck, and Hernandez here. There's a slow roller out to second for Lau, and Boston's down to their final 2 outs. It's time for the Corona Premier moment, or moments, if you will. Because, wow, was that last of the 8th inning exciting. 3 terrific plays. The first one was Devers to Dahlbeck. Great plays on both ends. Then the fantastic sliding catch in left by Martinez. Just a 55% catch probability on that ball. And then the great throw by Renfroe.
With a bare hand and the four-seamer. Perfect throw. And the tag by Bogaerts.
Boston down to its final 2 outs tonight. The pinch hitter will be rookie Jarren Duran, the fastest man on the Red Sox roster and one of the fastest players in the game.
Looking for a base runner. Stolen base.
Two balls and no strikes.
Hernandez on deck, who's been very hot. Hernandez also with a home run off Whistler.
2-1. Again, the Red Sox trying to avoid what would be a season worst 4-game losing streak should they fail to come back tonight. The loss last night gave up their foothold on first place. As Duran fouls that one off. 2-2. Kike Hernandez waiting on deck with 1 gone and the base is empty here, top of the 9th. These two teams will meet again at Fenway Park August 10th through the 12th. Again, they've got 7 left head to head, and this is why the fans were making noise on what they thought was a called strike 3. Full count. Whistler's 3-2. Got him swinging. Slider after slider after slider, as you said a moment ago.
Is a slider machine and a good one to hit here on the 3-2. Middle, and a ball you should put in play. Middle, and just a little bit too much swing, a little bit too much uppercut. Alex Cora told Duran, you're not here to be the savior or be Superman. Just be yourself, calm down. A little bit too much swing on that one.
And a quick 0-1 count to Kike Hernandez. One of the biggest crowds of the year at the Trop, and a lot of energy in the building with 2 out here in the top of the 9th.
Rays came into the series 1.5 back. They can end this series 1.5 up.
Mariners coming to town for 3 next for Tampa Bay. Up next for Boston, 3 at Detroit, and then 4 in Toronto.
And if you Kike Hernandez, you have 1 goal, and it's to get the left-hander Devers up there. Give him a shot, 1 swing, 2 runs, and steal a win here.
2-1 to Hernandez. Boston down to its final strike tonight.
That was the one right there. Little cement mixer.
Boy, we are set for what's going to be a great final 2 months in the AL East.
Here's the one you want right here, Matty. A little bit too much swing. You're going to get 2 more right here.
The Yankees have reloaded. They're all of a sudden dangerous. Half game separating Tampa and Boston. Full count.
This game is far from over.
If you're Kike Hernandez, you have to know that Whistler's going to be in the strike zone here, considering Rafi Devers waits on deck.
And you want that slider to start right at your hip. If not, is a ball out.
Into left field. The third hit of the ball game for Kike Hernandez. He's thinking two, throws on the brakes around first, but the tying runs aboard with 2 out here in the 9th.
Outstanding, gritty at bat by Hernandez. Taking the slider. Right there, the one you want. And coming out of the box hard, looking for a double. But Phillips with a nice play, holding him at first base.
You saw the pinch runner enter the mix. Kike with a great end of the night. Base hits in each of his last 3 at-bats, and Jonathan Arauz is the pinch runner.
You're the Red Sox. There's everything you asked for right here. Your best hitter, left-hander against Whistler. Perfect matchup. Here we go.
Alex Cora thinking about tying the game on a ball in the gap. And a first pitch breaking ball in for a strike to Devers. Devers is singled, walked, grounded into a double play, and lined to left tonight. A little flare out to shallow left center field. It'll drop in. Kiermaier's up. Fake the throw to third. And the Red Sox have runners at the corners with 2 gone. For a moment, it looked like Kiermaier was going to try to make a play at third base, but wisely held on to the ball.
Smart decision there by Kiermaier. Veteran move, the 31-year-old center fielder, platinum glove winner, throwing to the right base at the right time. And Matty, we talked about it. A long way from this game being over. JD Martinez, better swings tonight. Almost hit one out to the center field. Right man, right spot here for the Red Sox.
And here comes Kyle Snyder. It's a well-timed visit by the Rays pitching coach to try to ease the momentum back. A 2-out single by Kike Hernandez, and then a base hit by Rafi Devers. Tying runs at third, go-ahead run at first base with 2 out.
Manny, let me set up the situation here. You may have 2 strikes, a delay steal here from Devers. With Whistler and as many sliders as he throws, Zunino will have 1 knee in the ground. You got to watch the wild pitch. And if you're JD Martinez, you know you're going to get sliders. Make sure that ball is up, exactly like Kike Hernandez executed on the base hit.
Well, the Red Sox have scored 1 of their 2 runs tonight on a wild pitch with a man at third. And here's JD. Martinez is hitless tonight. Just 1 for his last 13. A ball and no strikes.
Good take on the slider.
We talked about this earlier. A major league high 33 come from behind wins this year. 2 balls and no strikes to Martinez. Doesn't get any easier next. Xander Bogaerts waiting on deck. Martinez sends a high fly ball to the right field corner. Margot hoping for a play, and it drifts out of play. 2 balls and a strike. In going 0 for 4 tonight, Martinez is stranded 4 base runners, so you know he's grateful for the opportunity here. I mean, it's pretty rare, the nights where you talk about Martinez and Bogaerts being hitless and stranding base runners as they have tonight. 2-1 pitch. He checks it, 3 balls and a strike.
Martinez tracking the breaking balls well, hitting 300 against off speed, and all the pressure here on the pitcher and Zunino. A wild pitch ties the game.
A full count. This is about as good a finish as we could have asked for.
This will release the runner at first base, so a long base hit. The Red Sox can take the lead. Here comes a slider.
Whistler's ready. So's Martinez. The 3-2. In the air out to shallow right center field. Loud tracking. Margot coming on to end the night. One of the best Sunday night games of the year. Finishes with the Rays beating the Red Sox 3-2. A 3-game sweep that flipped the standings in the AL East. The Rays are rolling. They've won 4 in a row. Boston has lost a season-long 4 games in a row. And boy, are we set for a great finish in the American League Eastern Division this year.
Martinez got a pitch he can hit there. The breaking ball off balance, and a great series for the Rays.
Lau and Margot among the offensive heroes tonight, exchanging a hug and a final out. Whistler in the Rays bullpen holds 3-2 Tampa Bay, the final score at Tropicana Field tonight. Sports Center with John Buccigross and Michael Eaves is coming up next. They'll have live post-game reaction from the Trop, plus Chris Bryant and Jose Barrios star in their debuts with their new teams, and NBA teams get ready for tomorrow's start of free agency at Sports Center next, right here on ESPN and the ESPN app. Once again, our final score: the Rays finish the sweep, a 3-2 win over the Red Sox. For Alex Rodriguez and Buster Olney, Matt Vasgersian, we'll see you next week. White Sox and Cubs on ABC. Sports Center with John Buccigross and Michael Eaves is coming up next.